you're looking at it, and Sundowns are so far ahead of Chiefs in the gap, and then they're making 4 strong signings. Chiefs are renewing contracts. You know, the perception out there is that, okay, you guys strengthened the beginning of the season, but so did Sundowns, and this is where Chiefs, as a club, not you, lack ambition. That's what the perception is. I remember your second season, the last time you didn't do so well, and you made a conscious decision not to change the team, and you had a better third season than your first one. It was about keeping the core of your team. You're part of the strategic meetings. Can you just explain no signings?
I think it's easy to have these perceptions given what's gone on. So I can't say I don't understand what the supporters are feeling. I can't say I don't understand that. But I can assure them that there's a lot more goes on in terms of targeting people, getting knocked back, realising that in the open market there's one club that holds all the trump cards. You know, so if we're interested in a player that they're interested in, we pretty much the chance is he's going to go there. Now we've got to be smart then in our recruitment, and I think we've tried to do that. And I think probably what's been available to us, we've worked out that at this moment in time, it won't give us that, it won't fill that gap between us and something. So in that respect, I don't think it's a lack of ambition. I think it's realism hitting home. Now I think we need to keep on working at that, and we need to do that for 2 reasons. One, because that's what an ambitious football club does. And 2, we've got to keep trying to send signals to the supporters that we're not resting on our laurels. We're not waiting for next year to come around. That we are active in the markets now. I can assure everybody that there has been that conversation. But I'll be having a meeting tomorrow actually to do a debrief on what has gone on in this window. So that would be my answer to the supporters, but I do understand it.
As the coach, you're happy with the January transfer window?
Well, look, if you just said would it be nice to get a top of the plane in, or would it be nice? Yeah, it would be very nice. Because I believe that our squad is developing. I believe that some of the individuals are developing. But you can always use the injection of a player. Now that has a price, and is he better than what you have, etc., etc. What you pay for him, what you're getting. But I get that supporters they enjoy that. I mean, if you watch what's happening in the Premier League now, there's people crucifying their clubs because they just didn't spend money. Now, I don't want to get to that, but I understand the supporters.
Coach, I have a second big question, which is, Chiefs were showing signs of putting pressure on Sundowns before December. December 3 comes 32 cases of COVID, it became 50. Apart from league decisions, arbitration, all of that, the exco, the fairness, we don't know, that's going to be decided. You're likely to drop 6 points depending on that arbitration. Your 3 matches that you had, you won 2 and lost 1. You might have picked up maximum points. You might have really been putting pressure on Sundowns. I mean, it's a disappointment from that perspective that Chiefs actually could have been putting a bit more pressure than anyone else.
Now,
and we haven't had a chance to ask you about this.
No,
by the way.
look, I think that it would be easy for me to grasp that as a bit of an excuse. It wouldn't it? It'd be all COVID, damn that COVID. You know, the whole globe has been global football has been suffering. What I would say is that many leagues have been learning as they've gone along. They've made a ruling, and then they've realised that we've got to be more flexible than that. And many leagues have done that. And I would just hope that we can do that in And I realise there's arbitration, there's all these things, so I can't say too much. But I would hope that will be what comes out of this. That we move along with the knowledge we have of the situation. Now, I don't think there's anybody in the Premier League who's had anywhere near what we had. But there have been clubs that have had their games postponed and rearranged. So I hope that we get to that point. If we don't, we'll have to deal with it. But I'm not going to use this as an excuse. But it would have been absolutely nice to have played those games and to be able to try to exact a little bit more pressure on Sundowns, because at the moment they're playing with no one breathing down the necks. And we potentially, and it is a hypothetical question because we have to play the games, but we potentially could have been the ones to do it.
You're now left salvaging the season to some extent. Is there always going to be a bit of a what could it be?
I hope not. I mean, I hope I'm big enough and ugly enough to put that behind me no matter what happens. So I don't want to carry that stone. I'll put that down if it goes that way, and then I just hope that whatever comes out of it, we learn and we adapt.
So cool. Sorry guys, one last one. Sorry, just how far did the repercussions of the 50 cases go into your AFCON and Christmas break? Did it go into it?
Yeah, it was difficult. It was difficult because, I mean, I don't know if people really understand it. They think people have gone down, they're sick, and then that's it. We have you have the quarantine of the people that are not testing positive. You've got players missing training and then coming back and having to go straight into a game. They're not fit. So even if they're on paper on the field, we don't have a full team, and you've got all of that going on, and you've got people when they are training, they've got to follow certain protocols. I can't just take them and have them involved in my training. They're doing a few things with the physio, and then they go to the cardiologist, and so multiply that by 30, and then the coaching staff were out. Arthur was out, Sheppy was out, and I was out. It was the physios were out. It was if you try to put yourself into that position and then try and win games of football. I thought Arthur and Sheppy did a great job in terms of. We obviously spoke while I was off, and we obviously had meetings and discussed the principles of play and that. But we decided that the coaches on the ground would have to get a little bit of leeway because of their own development, and for the fact I'm not there seeing this guy's struggling in training. Can he actually play tonight? This guy needs to come up. So I wasn't like Jurgen Klopp calling the bench and saying get him off. He's not doing it. They had that leeway, but of course we picked the team together, we decided the tactics together and the principles of play, but we decided that if there's anything positive going to come out, it's going to be empowering them a little bit to be on the ground and make decisions there, which I thought they did well because it was a very, very complicated situation.
Thank you.
Not knowing what will be the outcome on the PSL thing, how much of the pressure that puts to you to win the Nedbank Cup for the demanding?
That's a good question. No, it's a good question. I mean, I think we've got to look at the Nedbank Cup as being a target. We've got to look at the Nedbank Cup as being we're in, and we have a chance in it. And the other thing is because independent of how it goes, it's going to be a tough ask to now exert that pressure that we were talking about before.
And coach, we saw you have seen Pune on the GSTV thing.
Yeah.
I mean, like, how do we go to finance and also does it give you something to think about?
Well, it doesn't give me anything to think about more than I was thinking about it before. I think what it is, it's a compliment to you two. It's a compliment to you two. It's a compliment to the staff. Lee's been doing a great job with it too. And what it does, it exerts pressure on the other keepers because he's throwing out a reminder that don't discount them. Now, what I would say is that doesn't surprise me. What we're looking for is that sort of regular performance in training, in games, and I'm sure that if he too does that, then I'm sure he's going to put a lot of pressure on the lads in front of him. Now, I do think it's at his stage of his career, it's with the competition he's got to be like that. He's got to be saying, "Don't forget me," all the time, and a huge compliment to J2 that he's still got that in him, and I think that's a credit to him and the coaching staff.
Just forgive me, I'm joining late. The transfer window closed yesterday. I just wanted to check.
Yeah, well, we've discussed that.
I'll give you the audio for that.